What's up, guys and gals? Welcome on back to the next episode of Planetbase. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today. We need to get this up and running like right now. And so we've got so many biologists that I think we could probably get away with. Really, we got pine trees? Well, I might actually help out with the oxygen then. So let's go ahead and do that first. What do you need to make these happen? Do they just build from like nothing or? Well, here, let's make some pine trees over here. Power storage has been low because we had a weird day yesterday. I'm not exactly sure what happened right there. I would like, so our starches. It actually looks like we were having trouble keeping starches in stock. And so this place over here, let's make some taters. Get some taters rocking. Yep, looking good right there. Can you use that space or just get 4 paddocks? Okay, so you get 16 spaces. The next thing we need is just about anything, actually. These trees over here will be nice because they produce oxygen and they make it so that we don't have to keep making like these little here. We don't have to keep making these little oxygen generators over here. And we had an oxygen problem up until just a minute ago, and so I think the trees will help out a little bit. We also need to get the food stocks all nice and balanced out. We're on a little bit of a teeter-totter right now to where I don't know if long-term we're going to make it. Sun's coming up. Power issues are definitely real at the moment. Usage, though, is chilling at 108, and so we may be having trouble storing power for right now. Might be a wise idea to get something else up and running. If we could have a windy day, that'd be really, really good, too. So, looks like we're filling from the bottom. Okay. Couple of trees up in here. I'm a little bit flustered with what I should do right now. I mean, obviously, I guess the goal becomes to build ourselves another power device, right? And how much? Ooh. Don't really have enough. Alright, well, let's make a little guy over here to help out with it, and then we'll connect it on in. It's not much, but it's something. And day's already half over, and we ain't even stored nothing, jack shit for power. And so I think our consumption's a little bit high right now. How did I get so behind on that? I don't feel like I expanded that much, but I guess all of this has increased the drain too. So we got potato pads over here. I'd like to see some tomatoes. We can get some lettuce, some onions, maybe some radishes. We haven't had none of those yet. We're a little bit down on plastics too, so we're going to have to wait for those to be produced as well. Starches we've been having trouble keeping in stock. They go through them pretty quickly. Yeah, power situation might be critical tonight. I may have to shut down a lot of the systems. May have to kill a couple of things. I'm in the med bay for right now. We could power that down. This dormitory, we could power it down. Water production's good, so we can power you down. Probably get away with powering you down as well. I'm just trying to get power back anywhere that I can right now. Consider... it's going to be a rough night. It is going to be a rough night. I think we aren't going to have enough power, I don't think. And until we get there... I don't see this guy filling up fast enough by the end of the day. We're going to need at least 20,000. And right now we're barely sitting at 10. Minus whatever's left on this guy, so yeah. Huh. Oh well, such is life. If we have to go a day without power, I guess we got to go a day without power, don't we? My hope was that we would at least get one of these modules filled up. If we have good winds throughout the night, we might make it just based on the offset that our turbines... No, don't chop your head off! Okay, I thought he was going to walk underneath it. He was going to decapitate himself. Get decapitated. And then I can't witness that kind of violence, so then I would get decapitated in my drawers, and it would just be like, ah! What's wrong with this guy? Hold on, what's wrong with you? Oh, he just got an injury, okay. I don't know, I thought he had a weird icon that I hadn't seen. We're draining from that side first. We're going to shut down that room. Nobody's using this anyway, so shut it down as well. I'm going to try and keep production light. I'm going to kill certain parts of the base that we can get away with killing for right now. Southern airlock. We got a worker out right now, so I can't kill that airlock. Got workers out over here right now, too. Going through power pretty rapidly, so... might be a weird night for us. Good luck, though. Every now and again, you have these little issues. They do occur. They do occur. We only got one metal, so metal production... I don't know what the stopgap is over here, but we got plenty of ore. It's just nobody's producing metal right now. Might do to power this guy back up, but I don't know. Dude, if you're hungry, go get a meal. They're like right there in the machine, bro. I don't know, walking around aimlessly starving to death. Not doing yourself any favors. Well, we might make it through the night. We got lucky and we got 60 meter per second winds, I guess. Let's see. I think this might be, 60% commission too. He knows he's got us over a barrel. I don't really have anything to get rid of anyways. I mean, I guess I could sell you some spares, but even cleaning myself out, I don't think that's going to get us super far with some of this. I can offset some of our metal issues real quick. I don't know if that trade's actually worth it, because I might just be getting the metal back from the spares. I'm thinking about the conversion rate on those, and I'm not sure if it's worth it. Yeah, so it looks like... Well, anyways. Water storage is critically low, which means that I'm going to have to turn the suckies on. So let's go ahead and turn those back on. Suckies back online. Hopefully fill us on in. Sucky is mine. I don't know. Makes some kind of vampire reference there. What kind of name is Sookie? Like, you ever think about that? I don't know. My girlfriend's a big True Blood fan. And honestly, I've watched the first couple seasons. It's not a terrible show. It's alright. I mean, it's trash TV, but it works. I mean, I'd rather watch it than some things. So, we could go with wheat right here. What kind of name is Sookie, though? Like, is that even a real name, or did they just make that up in production? I don't know. Alright, so the sun's back up. Today we've got ourselves... We actually made it. We got lucky. We got very, very lucky with high wind speeds. So I'm going to turn everything back on here, because I got the magic touch. And that is what I do. I turn things on. We have a lot of parts over here. Like, damn, we have a lot of parts. Do we have any guns? Like, how many guns do we have? Do we have any firearms? Have we gotten anything like that yet? We got one semiconductor. We had to have produced a gun somewhere. Oh, he's got an injury because he can't go to the medbay. Because I disabled it. I remember that now. Power flow should be a little bit better today now that we've ordered that on out. We should see an explosion in vegetable production over here. Like, this should be absolutely fan. I'll probably put in some low yield plants too. Just like some things that don't need to be babysat. And so there it is. Hopefully that digs us out of this weird little trench that we're in right now. We're about to get our first yield from that over there. It only took like a day. You believe that? Grew some like really, really fast crops if they grew in like a day. That's really quick. Got 11 veggies up right there. You should see this number explode on this side. And I would love to see, there we go. Restock those machines, gentlemen. Food for everybody. Double rations now that we made it through the hard times. I'm a benevolent leader. I believe that if my people have starved for me, that I should starve with them. I'm not going to be like one of those Kim Jong-il type people where I'm like the only fat guy in the entire country. Which seems messed up. I don't know. People gotta starve, the leader gotta starve. That seems like the best way to get yourself a revolution. If everybody else is all gaunt looking and it looks like they can't make it, I need to look like I'm not making it too. I need them to like identify with me, otherwise we all ain't gonna make it. It's actually gonna have trouble keeping up with the influx of people that want to eat is gonna be the first big problem that it's gonna have to deal with. And it looks like the meal actually does not fix their hunger all the way. It only gets them like slightly up there. It's alright, we got time. We have time right now. I disabled this dorm room down here, so let's go ahead and get that back up and running so that anybody that's in the southward quadrant can get back to work and do their thing. Airlock's bumping over here. Airlock's bumping over here. Metal's back up, so we're looking good right there. I think the next thing that I'd like to do is let's continue our expansion out in this way. I just want a big old power grid out here. This entire area is just going to be a wind and power farm. I'll probably put the power up at the top, wind at the bottom, then maybe a couple water extractors. Maybe even storage towers in the middle. Might work out pretty well. I'm liking this layout a little bit better. I'm going to turn all the buildings. I'm going to put the roofs back on because, I don't know, it feels like it would get a little bit drafty. I keep tearing down the roofs and just being like, no. I don't like the fact that, like, why would you build these not opaque? It just seems, I don't know, for the green room, or for the greenhouse, it makes sense. But for the other areas, I don't know if I want to look at sun all day. I don't know if I want the sun beating down on me all day. I would actually have these either kind of like sunglasses maybe, where they would tan as the day goes along, or they would darken as the day goes along automatically just based on little filaments or whatever they have inside of them. Come on, everybody. Keep these stocked. There you go. I know everybody's hungry, but we got to get those caloric intakes back up. Made another diner up and in here too, given the amount of work that takes place in this area. It's a lot of undue stress just on this room right here in terms of tables and everything else. We have 2 water fountains. Okay, we have 2 water fountains. We got a trade ship over here. What you got for me, trade ship? You got a constructor and a carrier. 40% commission on a carrier bot is not actually that bad. I'm going to go ahead and take that. And actually, I might just trade in spares. I don't have the capabilities right now to produce robots, and so I would love to have a carrier bot. Carrier bots are the best. They actually limit all this bullshit right here. I've talked about it a couple times, but for real, carrier bots, there's nothing bad about getting a carrier bot. They net increase your productivity for every single worker that you have, because it's one less task they have to put on their little computational list. Do I have people in the mines right now? I got nobody in that mine. I got nobody in that mine. It's because people are probably sleeping. Now that we got this big area, I might consider reopening our... That sounded close. Where was that at? Jesus. Terrifying, living under constant threat of some thing falling from the sky and bludgeoning us in the face. Power is looking like it is filling up in the way that it is meant to. Cool. Well, I'm going to try and keep it moving. Can't build that way, but I can build this way, so... Sandstorm imminent. I think I'm actually just going to leave my workers out. If they take injuries, we got plenty of medical supplies anyway, so it's not that big of a deal to me. Food looks like it's on the up and up. I would like to get a little bit more meat. I mean, technically, you don't even need the Vitra meat. I'm sure somebody will run the numbers once this comes out, and they'll tell you what's the most efficient. But from what I'm finding here, so what's the difference between when you do beef and pork and chicken? Does it matter? I wonder if that's going to be useful later on. Huh. Doesn't really say what the difference is, and the inputs didn't change when I changed them, so it might just be arbitrary for right now, and they're planning on expanding the meal system later. Like right now, these little vending machines might be placeholders. Later on, we might see those change a little bit. I do think we need some food production down in the southern area, but for right now... Food is looking fairly solid. We might be able to get away with recycling one of these just to get rid of it. And then we could turn this into a lab instead. What does this produce? It's kind of low yield anyways, so... I don't know. Moving things around a little bit. On that side we got medicinal things growing. That'll be nice. I think the production process is just really, really, really slow on drugs. Like, it takes forever to get drugs up and running. Do you have a gun? How do I know who has a gun? Do they just walk around pointing it at people? It's like the episode of Peep Show where Jeremy gets a gun from his dead aunt's house. And he's like the only guy in England with a firearm. He's like the only guy in London with a firearm. So he just walks around pointing the gun at people to get what he wants. It's a funny episode. If you've never seen it, you should watch it. There's an episode. So essentially... It's really, really funny. Character inherits a gun. He finds it at his aunt's house. It's like an old, like, World War II era 6-shooter. He doesn't have any bullets for it. But he figures out because nobody has a gun, he's the only guy with a gun. He figures out he can just, like, point it at people and he gets what he wants. It's sort of... They did a very, very similar episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. But I think the outcome of the gun was a little bit different in that one. They got the gun because their bar got robbed. And then they all get addicted to carrying around the gun with them. And then Charlie starts pointing the gun at people to get what he wants. They're similar episodes, but they have different punchlines. Like it's a similar setup, but a different delivery. Oh man. That's funny stuff right there. I'm playing right now with a big old smile on my face just thinking about both those episodes. Those are funny episodes. Who knew that guns could be so funny? So I think I would like more storage up here. And these are very expensive though, so I'm going to have to wait for myself to have a metal surplus. I would also like to have a little bit better water storage. Although our water usage right now is high, so we may need another couple of these little bastards over here too. Always draining me dry, those little suckies, draining me dry. Go with water extractor. I'll probably just build a big one. Try and get it as close as I can to both of these spots. And then we'll throw in a connection on both sides. Make sure that we're still able to pump things out. And once we've made profitable use of this area, I'm not sure where I'm going to build after that. I'll probably expand down in this region because I really do feel like this is kind of a ghost town down and in here. How much plastic do I have? Let's build a couple more plastic fabs down here. I mean, nobody's working on these over here. And in general, I feel like my workers are working on process things before they're working on actual stuff. Which is not my favorite. I would love for my security guys to have guns, though. That would be super cool. Wait, you still hadn't built that lettuce pad? What was up with that lettuce pad? You've just been procrastinating? I get it. I can't judge. I procrastinate, like, horribly. I am the biggest procrastinator ever. You guys have no idea. Like, I'll have episodes that, like, need to be edited and rendered and things like that, and I just leave them there for, like, weeks, and I'm just like, maybe I'll just cancel the series instead. I don't know. It's easier than going through now that I don't even know what I'm working on anymore. Embarrassing. Power storage is critical? Why is power storage critical? Oh, man. I don't feel like I set up... Maybe it's the extractor. It's probably the extractor that got me in trouble. We gotta wait for the sun to come up. So, yeah, we need more storage. Let's go ahead and do that. Everything should come back up the second everything's good, but... Power collector. What resources do I have? I would really prefer... that we stay away. Would really, really, really very much prefer that we stay away. I actually thought that I had better storage than that. I'm not sure what happened here. We went through like 30,000 storage in one day. I think it's just that I build a lot of stuff and I don't realize how much it affects my power grid because I don't pay attention to it very much. I don't spend a lot of time looking at the graphs or whatever. I do think that I probably should. Our prestige is kind of low right now, but it'll probably sort itself out. I'm sure it'll be okay. Am I able to get immigrants right now? I was going to say, I thought that I might have disabled something that I should not have. Let's take immigrants for a little while. I think we got room for them now that we got the power grid all nice and built up. And over here, we are just wasting power. So I need somebody to be in on this right this second. So workers, where my metal fab at? Where my metal fab at, workers? I see you. There you are. Don't get sleepy before you finish that job. You better finish it. Don't start something you ain't gonna finish. And then I'm gonna turn off the spares for right now because we got plenty of spares. So I'll worry about that once the number gets a little bit lower. Semiconductor I'll probably send offline too because Yeah, I think we just have a bottleneck with all the stuff we're producing at the moment. Nighttime again already. I think it also has to do a little bit with how much wind we have going on. Like, if you have a really windy night, it offsets the power pretty well. Oh no, CR3 was damaged irreversibly. How could you, universe? How could you? Drain is going to be a little bit bad for right now, but I think we should be able to hold out. We got ourselves what looks like another engineer or something over here. And he's decided he wants to live on the south side. Good call, buddy. Good call. Good call. I live on the south side, so, you know. Represent. Whatever you want it to be. Trading ship has landed. What do you have? Why would you bother me with this horrible yield? I've already got 28 starches. The hell do I need more starches for? You're killing me right now. Get up out of here. Do I look like I need extra pleats in my khakis right now? Away with you, sir. Away with you. You hooligan. You extraterrestrial hooligan charging me ridiculous prices. I may also have too many things prioritized right now. I think that's the other half of it. I don't even know how many guns we have right now, though. Like, where do I look at guns? Oh, you need a gun rack. I forgot about that. We need a gun rack in here. I had actually completely and totally forgotten about the fact that that needed to be a thing. He should, when the robot blows up, he should, like, take its bits. See, today we didn't run out of power. So what's the big difference here? It must be the wind. It's amazing the tremendous difference that wind can make during the course of a day. With regards to your storage. A medium solar panel. You got a bunch of mediums up in here. I'll probably recycle you. More than likely recycle you. That's going to make our power grid hurt a little bit. But we built 3 more up there, so it should be okay. That's filled. That should also fill in pretty quickly. How's our food looking? Is our food making it? I mean, we got a surplus, so that's about all you can ask for most of the time. Got a huge amount of extra starches. So that's a little cratastic. I think what I will more than likely do over here now is just go in on little wind turbines. Since they only cost 1 anyways. I would like to keep this organized in such a way where, like, similar things are next to each other. So connect that right there. Hey, standing. Your colony is known by everyone. By everyone? Like everyone? Cool. I accept that. Sounds awesome to me. We've run out of medical supplies. Really? Huh. Okay, we'll focus on medical supplies then. I guess we've run out of medical supplies. We must have just had like a big upswing in injuries and I didn't notice. If I can keep somebody on the med bench, I think we'll probably be able to mash out a lot of this stuff, but the biggest problem is that it's just hard to keep people on the med bench. We got plenty of medicinal leaves, so we should be able to turn this. I mean, I only have the 1 medicinal producer down here, so it might be worth it. So maybe take one of these little guys right here. Oxygen consumption is exceeding production. Bummer. You can see that being a problem. So let's, I guess, consider another oxygen generator right there. It acts as a thoroughfare on everything anyway, so, or a thorough unfair, depending on, you know, the deals that go down over here. If they charge you exorbitant prices for whatever's inside this area, it'd be a thorough unfair. Let me get rid of you. I'm gonna get rid of you. Actually, we're kind of low on oxygen right now, aren't we? Maybe I should not do that. Maybe get rid of one of our low yields that just put out. And then instead, put in a couple more medicinal producers since they're a little bit slow. And I don't mean that they're like slow, they don't take in educational information well. I mean, they just don't produce very quickly. It is what it is. With 3 of these big mamma jammas still standing, I think we should have more than enough power storage for a while. I would like to get the oxygen situation sorted out, though. That'd be pretty cool. I definitely think that that would be like one of those priority 1, like, let's get this done, hoorah type things, like right this second. Because power can... running out of oxygen. We've run out of medical supplies again. Well, if somebody will just keep working over here. If you guys would stop injuring yourselves, that'd be fabtabulous. Oh, you're malnourished? That's weird. I've never seen that happen before. Poor little guy. Just couldn't get the food supplements that he needed there. That'll help out a little bit with oxygen. Oh, we have too many people. I forgot that I turned that back on without thinking about it. Well, that'll give us room. I think we have 4 of these. 60... 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we got 4 of them. So we should have enough to get things done right there. But way too many people getting injured right now. If I could fit in another medicinal bench, I think that'd be okay too. There's like a 1 pixel length right there where I could get... Let's make another lab. It'll be okay. We'll make another lab up top. And I ain't talking about lovely little fluffy dogs. I'll probably go a laboratory in here somewhere. So there's our lab right there. We could actually make it a big one if we wanted to. Kind of make it contribute to our overall well-being. Sure, why not? Let's go with the big one. I have plenty of supplies for right now. Everything else is running and doing its thing. We're starting to recover a little bit with regards to how many stockpiles are looking sexy as hell. Nice and full. Down here, we got enough plastics to where I think I'll probably just expand out this dormitory a little bit, make it look nice and pretty. But leave room because I'd like to expand out of here and go somewhere once we run out of space. It's the end of the episode. I'm out of time for today, so I will see you all later. Hi to everybody. This is Planetbase. Bye.